technical difficulties getting started. That's okay. We're here. And without further ado, we're going to click that button. Click that button. View screen only. There you go. Yay! Thank you. Okay, so we're live on Facebook, on Twitter, on Periscope, and YouTube simultaneously. Welcome. This is your first time, or if this is one of many. We are so glad that you're here with us. We're talking about self-responsibility.
Yes.
Whew, that's a deep topic.
Yes. Yes.
2021 is about getting deep. We're going to be really looking to heal these areas of our lives that we've been carrying around for too many years.
Yeah.
Yay! We're recording in the Love Healing Room. Quick sound check before we go any further, because last week we had some difficulties.
Yes,
Joe forgot to unmute. So, Love Healing Room, if you can real quickly let us know if you can hear us. Facebook, let us know if you can hear us. Ah, everybody's quiet. Okay, there should be a way for us to do a sound check.
I can hear you.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, back to the topic. Self-responsibility.
Yes.
I don't know what that means for everyone, but I have my own personal journey that I've been on around self-responsibility. And I'm sure I'll get to share some of that, but we want to hear from you all. Bayla. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been really, really thinking about this topic over the weekend. It's like, when you think about self-responsibility, a lot of times, especially us women, we're so used to, taking on responsibility of so many other things.
Mm-hmm.
But we really have to, really look at our own responsibility for our own selves.
Right.
And understand that we can't be responsible for everybody else.
Right.
This is, I believe one of the things in life, that's really major where, that selfishness is important because you must be responsible for yourself.
Right. Well, for me, it also required that I let people in my life know who I put their feelings and their needs before my own. So I had to make a declaration to change our relationship. I was no longer going to put myself second or third when it came to them. So a lot of times it's really about putting yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
And helping those who are used to you putting them first for them to understand and not just embrace, but hopefully support you.
Yeah.
In putting putting yourself first.
Yeah.
And I said to them, I know now that I'm 100% responsible for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 100% responsible for what I do, what I say, how I feel, and how I support others.
Mm-hmm.
I got silence. It was like, I got no response whatsoever. None.
Wow.
For me, that was an eye opener because that let me know that they knew what I meant
Mm-hmm.
and that they had a problem with it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because when you were saying, I was thinking like how, when you think about that, It's like because I'm taking responsibility for myself, and the way for you to understand that is for you to understand that you got to take responsibility for you. I'm not just only saying this for me, I'm saying this for you too.
Right.
To give you, some knowledge.
Without
that
pointing the finger and saying,
yes.
Without pointing the finger
Yes.
saying, now you be taking advantage of me being a good friend or being a good sister or just being nice.
Mm-hmm.
Without me saying that.
It's funny because I'm laughing because I thought of this. It's a TikTok little skit video, whatever that people do, and it says like, tell the world that you're Hispanic without saying you're Hispanic, and then they'll do stuff like they show a bottle of detergent that was almost gone, and they filling water up, just little stuff.
Oh, that's.
Or Gabrielle Union did one when she was with her daughter that said, show you're a fan of Beyonce without saying you're a fan of Beyonce. So they did a little video, playing her music. So it's like,
you're right.
Say it without saying it. Show me you without me saying it, without pointing that finger. So yeah. Yes. We want to thank you guys for being here with us. We're so excited to be able to talk about these kinds of things.
Right.
So we can all be free, because this way, once we become free, you won't, have unrealistic expectations of people in your life.
Absolutely.
And, for me, it will help me to, really not take my life for granted, And for me to live my best life is for me to take responsibility.
Absolutely.
My own self-responsibility.
Absolutely.
For my actions.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I have wrote down when we talk to Kimmy, it says, you are responsible for the choices you make in your life, the direction you choose to travel, and the way you think and feel.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You're responsible for that.
Absolutely.
Nobody else is.
Absolutely.
Even through their actions.
Absolutely.
Does not make them responsible for making you feel how you feeling. You're choosing to feel that way.
All day long.
I was telling a friend this morning, she said, I'm always late. I'm just always gonna be late because I slow. And I said, that's why. Because you said it.
Right.
So we're responsible for what we think and feel, and we will get an outcome based on how we think and feel and how we, carry out these things in our lives. So yes, guys, let's be free. Let's get free. We said a lot. So let's check in with our callers.
Yes. So Love Healing Room, we want you, this is a conversation, not just between Darla and I. This is a platform for you. So we want to open it up. If you have something you want to share around self-responsibility, we'd love to hear it. Or if you have anything that's on your mind or on your heart, please share. The line is open. All right, secret and silent flutterbys. If you change your mind, double dutch in at any time. For those of you who are new, give you an idea how the show flows. We talk about our topic, especially for the first half an hour to get the conversation started.
Yeah.
But at any time, you can talk about whatever's on your mind, whatever's on your heart. And especially the second half of the show is open forum. And if you are watching us on any of our social media platforms, feel free to call in. You can be anonymous. You don't have to say your name or where you're calling from. You can dial into 248-289-5882. Again, that's 248-289-5882. Now, one thing before we go any further, I want to give some shout outs because today is Supernova's birthday.
Yes. Yay. Happy birthday,
Happy
Supernova.
birthday, beautiful Joanne Supernova.
I hope you are having a day just overflowing with love, where you are just enamored.
I'm so sure she is.
By the love.
I'm so sure she is. So we are sending her lots of love and big hugs. We miss you. We know that Our Love Healing Room family misses you, and we can't wait for you to come back
Yeah.
in person. So continue to keep Joanne in your thoughts and prayers and sending her lots of love and support. She's doing well. She's fabulous. She's handling her business.
Absolutely. Because she's a freaking supernova.
Supernova.
Mhm.
And also, we want to say, hey, Oma. Terry is traveling right now, so we send her love and hugs as she arrives to and from her destinations safely.
Yes. Amen.
And I also wanted to shout out our brother Keith Rice. He had a birthday
Keith
recently
Rice.
this past week.
I miss
Yes,
Keith Rice.
I
Yeah,
told
we
him.
got to sing for you.
Yep, I told him. He getting ready. He getting
Good.
ready. So I told him we were gonna shout him out today too.
Yes.
So all the January birthdays, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. I believe our Sharon has a birthday coming.
And can I wish a couple of people happy birthday?
Absolutely.
My youngest granddaughter, JC, her birthday is today. She's 7 years old.
Happy birthday,
birthday,
JC.
My oldest granddaughter's birthday will be on the 21st. And I'm not going to tell her she's going to be.
She's of a particular age.
She'll have a birthday. And so I forget, there's a lot of birthdays in my family. My little granddaughter's birthday will be on the 27th, and that will be her 16th.
Yes.
So, happy birthday, granddaughter.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday,
That's
granddaughters.
16. That's a nice
Thank you
house
for letting
over.
me do that shout out.
No,
You're
thank
so
you.
welcome. Yeah, thank you for sharing.
That is sweet. All of your granddaughters are born in January.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing. All right. So any more shout outs or shares? Remember, just double dutch in. We want to hear from you. It's just 2021, I hope, is starting out to be fruitful for everyone. I know we're still dealing with the pandemic and illnesses, loved ones making the choice to pass on into the next realm, which is challenging. It's challenging for those of us who are still here in this realm.
Mhm.
So that's one thing I've done with my self-responsibility. I know I think a little differently than most, but I'm not afraid to say what I'm thinking or how I'm feeling. I'm still a bit reserved at times. You know, you have to be careful of your audience. So if I'm in a room full of church people, I don't use cuss words.
Mhm.
If I can help it.
Amen.
I just don't.
Yeah.
But I still know and I still use a few cuss words. When I'm in the room with my mom, I do my best not to use any cuss words.
Amen.
Right. But otherwise, it's once you start becoming responsible for your feelings and for your thoughts and for what you do, the old habits, they don't want to leave you easily.
Oh no. Ain't going.
They don't want to leave easily.
No.
But it feels good to tell people no, who I should have told no the last 20 times that they asked me for something ridiculous. But because I was thinking that I had to please them somehow.
Mhm.
And it didn't matter how it made me felt because I'm gonna be okay. I know I've known even as the personality that I accepted. I'm gonna say I'm more than that personality trait, but the personality of being quiet and shy, I accepted that.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean that I have to put others' feelings and others' desires before my own.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of people suffer with that, who consider or who've been labeled as quiet and shy. They let other people who are more talkative or more apt to ask for things to get away with stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And say hell to the no. No. No, just say no and say yes to yourself.
Yes, it made me think of the Marianne Williamson. I just put it back on my refrigerator. That's why I was looking over that way because it made me think of that poem that says, you know, you don't have to shrink in
Yes.
order to make somebody else feel better.
Yes,
When we shine, we're really giving somebody else permission to shine.
I agree.
You know, so.
But for a long time, I didn't know that. Nor had I heard that. I didn't have, I wasn't in the environment that even considered it.
Right. Yes.
Time to change your environment. If you're not in an environment that supports you shining, it's time to change your environment.
Totally. Absolutely. Yes. Because I was just thinking about something that I heard. I think I was listening to Darius Daniels, and he was talking about being a leader.
Mm.
And he was like, a leader understands that they are responsible for their responsibilities.
That's big. That's big.
Yes. Because we all have responsibilities, and we need to be self-responsible in those responsibilities.
And it's more than just being a parent.
Yeah.
It's just how you show up in the world, period.
Period. Period. Because I felt like it today.
And you look like it today.
This is how I'm feeling today.
You're feeling glamorous.
Yes. Because God is just good, you know, and I'm taking responsibility for me, for my choices, my decisions. You know, I put a post up today on Facebook that said, you know, I am changing the trajectory of my family.
Right.
I'm bringing generational wealth to my family with what I've taken it on the responsibility of doing, of building a corporation
Mm-hmm.
that will perpetually be here long after I'm gone. You know, just like how Henry Ford is buried over on Joy Road.
Right.
But look at the mark he made.
Right.
He was poor. They thought he was crazy. They was ready to lock him up in a psych ward because he believed in his idea for an 8-block cylinder engine.
But isn't that so? I was arguing with somebody about change. And I said, if we had not, when I say argue, I mean we were debating, and I was really just giving a different perspective. So we were talking about change. And I said, if nothing changed, we wouldn't have half the things that we enjoy and partake in today. There has to be change. And yeah, it's uncomfortable at times, but thankfully, those people who had the creativity and the action behind that creativity did not let those who were not ready to receive the change and the technology, didn't let them stop that.
His engineers kept telling him that's impossible. He said he bought a dictionary. I think Napoleon Hill said this in the book Think and Grow Rich. He said that he bought a dictionary, went to the page that the word impossible is on, and he cut it out. The book.
Remove it. So he removed it.
Because nothing is impossible.
This is true.
Unless you say so.
This is true.
Henry Ford kept telling these top engineers that, okay, well, just come back when you figure it out. I mean, you got to keep working.
So the thing with that story is he was not actually making it himself. He just had the idea. Now that's powerful, and that's some self-responsibility.
So God is not a respecter of person. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not trying to build an automobile. I'm not trying to create a horseless carriage. But my horseless carriage is the corporation that I'm building, and I'm taking the responsibility. Mm-hmm. I'm making sacrifices. I don't do things and participate in certain things right now because I have an awesome task, because this is for the future generations. Mm-hmm. You know, our children, generations behind us are not going to be working at Taco Bell. We're gonna be working at our family-owned corporation.
And if we want to
Public
own a
women-
Taco Bell, we can.
Yes. You wanna own one, but yeah, you're not gonna have one in Breezy. Not knocking people who do that because, do not despise small beginnings, but I'm just saying, you gotta have a big dream.
And we all come here with big dreams. So it's time to dig into that layer that maybe has been placed over your thoughts, your creativity, your feelings around what you can and cannot do. And for me, that's what self-responsibility really encompasses. It encompasses embracing what you can and cannot do, and you deciding what that looks like, not what someone else.
Yes, you do.
You do.
And I wrote down, it means taking responsibility for aspects of your life that are within your control. What you can do.
Right. Wow. All right, Love Healing Room. We're almost at the halfway mark. Darla and I are having a really good conversation around self-responsibility. We want to allow you an opportunity to participate. Love to hear from you. The line is open. And Facebook, you can comment. You guys are pretty quiet.
I know.
But some
I'm the person you had a discussion about technology and improving technology moving forward. And I didn't say I didn't want technology advancement. I said I didn't want to be forced to use a computer to find a job. That's what I said. And so, yeah, there are things that if I was going to do it, I shouldn't have to do it. If I wanted to take a hand to the resume and show it how I should be allowed to do that. Yes, so you're here. That's not exciting. I prefer using computers to using a typewriter or handwriting a letter or anything. But I never said that technology, if I was to get some improvement in technology, doesn't matter. It's just with certain things I don't know what it is that I don't want to do.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. And it was an example, and it was only part of our conversation. So yes, you didn't say that you didn't like technology, but the example really was to drive home the idea that many times when there's change presented, people resist it initially, and they don't want to do something different. They want to have the choice to do the same thing that they've been doing because they're comfortable with it, which is, there's a level of self-responsibility in that too. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves, why don't we want to do it differently? I like having options. And yeah, I can say that a lot of times it's easy to revert to the thing that I know. Right now, I'm stepping out doing a lot of things that I don't know. And it is scary at times. I don't know what other word to use other than scary. But the benefits and the growth that I see in myself, it feels good. So I'm gonna keep going with that. And I just encourage everybody to really self-reflect. And a lot of times when we have discussions where we're being challenged to think or feel differently, it's not a bad thing. It's just another option.
Options are good.
Well, yeah, they are. We like having choices. And I think that that's the point that the caller was just making. She wants the choice to be able to handwrite something versus having to apply, electronically.
Although, when it comes to that particular thing, I think that with the technology, we've kind of really lost that.
Yeah, personal
Nothing like
connection.
that. So I want to, one of the things I was just thinking last week, I'm gonna go to the store and I'm gonna get me a box of, birthday cards. and a box, for kids and some for adults. So I want to start mailing cards to people again. Although I really like making my little digital post things I do. That's fun.
Yes.
But there's nothing like that handwritten note.
I know. I'm glad you mentioned that because I was thinking earlier. We had a loss in the family this past week, and I don't have telephone numbers of some of the family members. And I was trying to think like, how can I express my condolences? And I don't have a way of reaching. I'm like, duh, you have their address. Send them a card. And I even thought about writing a little note to each person in the household that's affected with this loss, a personal note, because I can't go and visit them per se. And like I said, I don't have their telephone numbers. So thank you, darling.
And we used to get the white pages out.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Oh, I'm about to look them up.
Yes. Yes. That little tiny print that I cannot see right now. Yes, absolutely. So guess what? It's the halfway mark. We've been talking about self-responsibility and other things, but the line is open to talk about anything. We want to hear from you. This is a really relaxed platform. Just talking, sharing things. We don't have to agree. We don't have to keep it nice and loving. And no, that's not what this is about. Right.
Oh, sunshine and flowers.
Although I think sunshine and flowers a lot, but I also think dark and negative
It's
at
that
times.
polarity.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when it could be something that's from that dark place in us, because we all have it, that it's good to just talk about it and get it out,
Right.
So we can, I always tell people I'm open. We can talk about anything,
Me too.
I am not thin-skinned. I don't get easily offended, because this is what we want to talk about, difficult things. This is why this year is the year of solutions. Time out for all that other stuff, sugarcoating stuff.
Oh, I was
Acting like
sitting
you're
on the
okay when
fence.
you really know you're not.
I know I would be sitting on the fence with everything, but I did have a perspective. I was just scared to share it, or I didn't want to argue to try and defend my thought process. And I still do that. A lot of times, I still have to defend how I think, but it's okay. And I realized that people needed to hear my perspective just to give them a difference in perspective, not necessarily for them to agree with me.
Yes. Because I think if we just listen with that open mind that, you can say, oh.
I didn't think about it like that.
I didn't think about it like that. Okay, I can see your point. And you can still hold your perspective while seeing the other's point,
Absolutely.
We don't have to be right. And I think that's what a lot of the issue is. Everybody wants to be right.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't, and it depends on what we're talking about. Sometimes I do want to be right. I had to admit that. It was like, dang, maybe I do want to be right. And then I thought about it. Most of the time, we all think that we're right.
Yes.
I was like,
I had to
wow.
check myself on that seriously, because I would get feel some kind of way because I felt like I was right. But now it's like I just say what I have to say. That's just my point of view.
And I'm gonna let you all on a little secret. Although I see you as a separate person, I now feel like we're all so connected that you're just another reflection and another perspective of me.
Ooh,
so when I'm disagreeing with you all heatedly and not liking what you're saying, I pause and like, why am I thinking like that? Why am I feeling like that? And I really start trying to process that part in me versus just seeing you as a separate person. All right, so the cat's out the bag. I said it. And Martinique says, Happy New Year. She said, hey, ladies, Happy New Year.
Hey, Martinique. Happy New Year,
Happy
beautiful.
New Year to you too.
So glad you joined us.
Yes. Oh, okay, so we've been talking about
Yeah.
self-responsibility, but now we're in open forum and we can talk about whatever is on your mind, whatever is on your heart. Wow. Y'all, secret and silent flutterbys, whenever you're ready, chime on in. We got a lot to talk about because it's a new year. So, like, what are you doing?
Yes.
What are you doing for you?
Yeah.
What do you want to do for you?
I wrote down, be responsible for your change.
Mm,
You were talking about change. Be responsible for your change.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking in terms of like, because one of my prayers has been this year in my prayer time, and even when I write my offering, I go to church about healing for our families, because our families need some healing within our family unit.
Mm,
You know, the relationships, some
Right,
relationships need healing, and so I'm taking ownership and responsibility of my role in all of my relationships.
that's good.
That's something that I'm doing definitely new this year. Like I said, I want to get those cards and make sure I know everyone's birthday so that I can send you a card. Because I know people that do that.
I do
they
too.
make sure you getting a card or
Yes.
something, you know. But just to, you know, just to honor you and show that, you know, I'm thinking about you, I care about you, I'm concerned about you, that we are connected, because that's the thing to me that has been driving our families apart, is that disconnect where people start not really talking to each other.
And
I
especially
can see
since the
my first-
pandemic.
Yes, but before
I
that,
know before, but
Yeah.
now it's like it's even more magnified.
That's what it did. It really magnified that for me. Because like my first cousins on both my sides, I haven't seen them in. I've seen a few on my mom's side earlier this year. But my dad's side, I haven't seen any of them in years.
Mm,
That's first cousins.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the self-responsibility to reach out to my family, to reach out to my cousins, just to have conversation, to reconnect, you know, and start, you know, I mentioned in one of our shows that I want to start having dinners. I love entertaining and cooking. A Sunday dinner
Right.
or a brunch. Just come over. This week it can be, you know, your family. Next week it could be, you know, someone else. Or, you know, I might be led to say, hey, let's just do a one-on-one lunch. And I mean, you really have something nice, something that I prepared. And not just, you know, going out to a restaurant, but, you know, I'm just taking responsibility for that.
That's good.
I want to be the change that I want to see
That's good.
in my relationships, and especially in my family. You know, because we have a whole generations, should I say, behind us. If we're, you know, women or people of a particular age
Right.
like me,
I know, because you have great nieces.
great nieces.
Great.
Yes. My nephew has 5 grandchildren.
That's right.
Yes. And I'm looking at them and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the generation.
Wow.
I want to leave something.
And
for them.
that's beautiful that you get to see
Yes.
and be a part of their lives right now.
Yes. Yes. So I'm initiating things, you know. And there's a few people in my life that I do have to just go back and we have to have a conversation, you know, to seal, you know, that, to bridge that gap. And then we're going to move forward. So, yeah.
I love that.
Yes. We need healing.
Absolutely.
Our families, this pandemic has really shown us how much we really need one another and how, you know, precious life can be in a moment. Our whole worlds can be just turned upside down and just shifted. We got to shift and pivot and, you know, come together and whatever else,
All right. We got the conversation started in the second half as
Yes.
well. We want to hear from you. Secret and silent flutterbies, how are you? What are you doing? What do you feel about what Darla has said about bringing her family closer, reaching out, connecting? The line is open. All right, secret and silent flutterbies, when you're ready, jump on in. Tess says, hello, ladies. Hi, Tess. Mwah. And just so you know, I've been saying I'm going to call you every day. Every day I say I'm going to call you, and I'm going to call you. I am.
She gonna come.
I am. Because she's one of my oldest friends. We've known each other since we were 12 years old. So that means that we've known each other for 40 years. She's been my friend
Wow.
for 40 years, and she will always be my friend. And as much as I remember us as kids, I've never been a big phone person. And I'm grateful that we have technology and I can text her, but she don't like to text. So I am gonna have to call you. And if I don't call you this week, please call me.
Mhm. That's beautiful. 40 years.
40 years.
I have friends like that.
I wish I
Well, we
had
call each other
more.
god sisters.
Oh, that's a blessing.
Well, my god sister Lynn and her sister Karen and Debbie, I've known them since I was 5 years old.
Wow.
The Fiesel family.
But
I've
you
known
guys
them
are
since I was
still
5.
friends.
We're still friends.
That's a blessing. That's one thing. I don't think I've ever fell out with Tess. I don't know. If I ever fell out with you, she said always, yes. She said, call me then. I know. Girl, I'm running 5 businesses. 5. Well, not running, but building 5 businesses. And I work that job. Oh, you know.
She's gonna call you.
Yes, I am.
Because I'm gonna remind her.
Thank
Did you
you.
call Tess?
Right.
Don't forget to call Tess.
But I think that this is also a time for us to make up.
Oh, yes.
It's time to make up. Forgiveness. We're talking about forgiveness.
Yes.
Unforgiveness. Actually, we're talking about unforgiveness. That's a thing.
Yeah, it's time to make up.
I asked about you and Chris last week, and I hope to see you tonight. I love you, Chris.
Oh,
That's so sweet.
you hear that? She said she love you, Tess.
Mhm.
And Tess said we never fell out. I didn't think so. I only had a couple of my friends that I've had for a lifetime that we went periods where we were upset with each other. And one was Stephanie. She didn't talk to me for a couple of years. And I think who else maybe got mad at me and didn't talk to me for a couple of years. Julia, she didn't talk to me, but I don't think she was mad at me. I think I probably scared her. And who else? I think it's maybe one other person that, oh, I know my cousin Vita. I ain't talked to her for a year because she made me mad. And that was me, probably one of her. But otherwise, I've not had big blow-ups and fights and arguments
Yeah.
with people.
I haven't either, but it's a couple of friends, and one in particular that we just our journeys kind of went this way,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been sensitive for a while. It's time
Yeah.
for us because I love her
I
so
know,
much.
I
She's my
know.
sister.
That's how I feel about all my friends. They're my sisters. They are.
Yeah.
And I have a real sister. She my baby. That's my baby. But my friends are my sisters.
Mhm.
And Mom, Tess says, hi, Miss Walton. I love you and miss you too.
Aw.
That's so sweet. Oh. And make sure you tell Chris my mama said hi.
Mhm.
It's important that we reconnect with each other and that we have forgiveness. And it doesn't mean that means we're excusing people's wrongs against us. A lot of times, and I stand by this, I think it was misunderstandings.
Yeah.
Unless somebody stabbed you in your, even if they stabbed you, it was probably by mistake. You know, you get caught up in your emotions and
Yes.
anger and hurt, and you do
And
things.
people can be in certain places in certain seasons of their life. And if you especially haven't talked to a person in months or years, just like you're not the same person you were back then, they're not the same person they were back then.
I'm a new and improved version of who I was 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
Ooh,
I'm a new and improved version.
yes,
Even
Point
5
out.
months ago,
yes.
I've grown
Mhm.
and I'm grateful. I'm still growing. And I know my stuff stank. Everybody's stuff stinks.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean I think I'm perfect, because I'm not. I'm
Don't
long,
shy.
long. I mean, I got a lot of stuff I'm dealing with, but I just want us all to get along.
Yeah.
She said, let's make some popcorn. Girl, I was telling somebody that when I was growing up, we made caramel popcorn. And I was telling Tyler's boyfriend, because I was in the kitchen baking cookies because he had this anxiety around baking. So I was like, let me show him how easy it is. And just I baked him some cookies and just talking about the things that come easy to me because I did them when I was a kid. And one was we made caramel popcorn. I love caramel popcorn. Thank you for remembering that, Tess. I remember Tess told me, y'all make some weird stuff at your house. We sure did. All up in the hood. Aw. No worries.
I think it's just the computer. Because
We're having
guys,
technical issues, but that's all right. We still here.
the Wi-Fi is on, so I don't know. what this
So
is about.
Love Healing Room, what are you doing? What is something that you're doing new for 2021 that maybe has taken you a long time to do, or is it something that you want to do? We want to hear about it so we can help encourage you. The line is open. All right, Secret and Silent Flutterbys. So we pretty much have our whole year of shows planned out, but we're always open to what you all want to talk about. So Love Healing Room, got any topics that you want us to cover? Besides, we know we're talking about self-worth because we had one of our audience members ask for that. We're going to cover that actually almost all the month of February.
Yes.
Because that's a deep topic. We all need some help around self-worth. But yes, the line is open. We want to know what you want to talk about. No. Okay, so Darla, I saw a YouTube video where Kim and his wife kind of talked about how they met.
Oh, wow.
And I guess, I don't know how long it's been that he has been married, but they were at an event where they met each other. And pretty much they've been together ever since. But she's just a beautiful woman, just a sister that he met. And some of the songs that you love are what inspired him to pursue the relationship.
Wow.
Yes, I was like, that's right. Do not give up on love.
Do not. Even when it look like it's acting a little crazy, just stay the course, take responsibility for yourself, and stay focused on whatever it is you're doing in your life. Don't allow that to consume you.
Right. I mean, that's one thing. Although there were times, and I said this before, when my heart would get broken, I'd be like, screw guys, I'm just going to become a nun. But I was like, I like sex and I like men. I can't sell myself for money because I can't be with just anybody. So I was like, I would get over it. But initially I was like, I'm done with them. I'm done. But I would take a little break. But I never really gave up on love. No. I'm so glad I didn't, because that allowed me to find love of my life.
Hey. Yeah, because I had been reading this week. I started back reading Think and Grow Rich.
Help me. Put some of that on me, please. Please.
And the article, I mean not the article, the chapter on desire. So when you even though this book is, about business and well, it talks about other things you can start in your life too, but since we're talking about love right now, I can take and apply that principle of desire by imagining it,
Right.
visioning it, or visualizing it, and seeing myself in that place, seeing myself, that's how you attract those kind of things.
Right.
So, I just refuse to give up on love, because I remember people used to tell me, you live in a fantasy.
Oh,
That
yes.
ain't true. People don't do that. Yes, it's possible.
Yes. Oh, I was called a dreamer. Like there was something wrong with dreaming.
Yeah. You that's a fairy tale.
Or when you share your optimistic views with people and they tell you that that's not going to happen. It's like, who are you to tell me that what I say is going to happen for me is not going to happen? That is where, because I was talking to a very close friend recently, and I was sharing with her some of my next things that I'm going to do. And she was like, you don't need to do that. You just need to. And I just let her talk. And I was like, thinking to myself, do I do that? Do I tell people that what they want to do, they need to do this instead? And so I let her finish, but I was checking myself. Because again, I feel I'm connected to, and we're part of each other, and it's just another expression of who I am. So I must do that. I must do that. I'm like, whoa, check yourself.
I've been really checking myself with making sure that I'm not crossing any boundaries, with people, especially when they're sharing. I definitely believe in the art of allowing. So I've really been putting that into practice, allowing people to be who they are and who they're meant to be, or whatever it is they choose to do. It's like, okay. Yeah. Instead of feeling that I need to, kind of tell them what to do.
And I knew that she meant well, but I also knew that she wasn't ready for me to point that out to her. So I let her finish, and I also realized that everything that I'm doing, again, I have to choose my audience. So unfortunately, I can't share everything that I intend to partake in with everybody. I just can't. And it's okay. It really is okay. I'll have to share, after the fact. But luckily, I know that where the support that I do need, I will have. I don't have to do things secretly because I don't have no support. No, I do have support. I just have to be selective with who I share amongst my close family and friends. And that's okay. So for those of you who feel like you don't have support from your close friends and family, know that you're not alone.
Yes.
We all have that at times. We just have to seek the correct audience to share the things that we want to do.
Yeah.
And if you're not looking to hurt yourself or anyone else, you always have support.
Mhm.
Always.
I was thinking of, I have a friend that, she's a person that I really can't share stuff like that with too. But we have, things that we do together. It's like I just keep it there. We laugh and joke, that's silly. We certain things we do talk about, but I just know what I can and can't share. And I just leave, and that's how I do with everybody.
Mhm.
But I'm grateful for, to have the people in my life that I can do that with. That I can
Absolutely.
just share the biggest dreams I have in the world, or really be vulnerable with,
Mhm.
share some deepest things that's going on with me and all of that.
Wow. Okay, so we're almost at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
Love Healing Room, you have any final shares before we get ready to say goodnight? It's been, yes,
Yeah.
go right
I want
here.
to speak to Ted and Martinique, who are friends with my daughter, speaking up for my daughter. And I would like to say thank you for supporting Joanna and Diana and Terry and Joanne and Mary that was on the show. Because I'm sure there are other people out there that Joanne has supported for years who don't call in and say anything. They might be, listening, but they don't say anything. They don't contribute and show support. And I'm going to say this, the mighty that's a prayer. I have no friends over the years, whatever you're into. And like I said, sometimes people are supposed to be your friends don't show up. But thank you, Ted. Thank you, Martinique, for being out there and letting Joanna and her friends know that you're supporting her. Because that's what this show needs. It needs people who contribute, I guess, on Facebook and those that call in. But that's what this show needs to be support. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Martinique.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Mom, for that share. That was beautiful. That's nice. Heartfelt.
Yes. Okay, I don't have anything to say about that. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I appreciate it. That's what I'm gonna say. I do. I appreciate it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. And we had a like from Mr. Rodney Cooper. Thank you,
Mr.
baby.
Cooper.
Thank you, baby. All right, so this is just the beginning of the year. And remember, the Love Healing Room, the entire year is around solutions. This is the year of solutions. So even though people may not share with their voice, we know that you're getting the message. And we want the conversation to continue. It doesn't have to stop with this 1 hour segment of the Love Healing Room.
Mhm.
But if you're not already following us on social media platforms, find us, follow us, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, because we need a positive message. We need to just gather together in love. We need to spread love as much as we possibly can. Join us next weekend, same time, same intention, to be here to give and receive love. Use this platform to speak your truth. Use this platform to tell your story, whatever it is, as part of your healing.
Yes. And don't forget to get our merchandise.
Yes.
We have lots of merch. So get our merchandise. That's one way of sharing our love.
Absolutely.
Because all of our products are infused with the energy of love. So you'll be supporting love and you'll be supporting the Love Healing Room.
Yeah, and go to our website. Check out thelovehealingroom.com. You can actually get our merchandise from the website. But if you need to talk to us one-on-one, click on contact, and we would love to have one-on-one time with you in the Love Healing Room.
Yes.
We're here to support with the listening ear. But until then, let's talk about some of our future shows, because we want to also remind you we're going to have our business spotlight. We apologize we didn't have our guest for today's segment. There was slight issues with the scheduling, but we will have a guest next week. But also, if you're interested in being a guest on the Love Healing Room to talk about your product or your service, go to the website, click on contact, and send us your information. We'd love to get you on. We'd love to promote and support your business.
And we can do that virtually.
Absolutely.
You can join us via Zoom.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Technology.
You got your stuff set up. You can, show your stuff. You get 5 minutes is really a long time.
It really is.
Yeah.
So yeah, we want to do that. We need to all connect and support each other.
Yes.
So yes, just like my mom said, I've supported a lot of people over the years, and that's because I know it's important.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not stopping.
That's what passion does. That's passion. Yeah.
With purpose. All right, so until next time, we're going to leave you with just a reminder of some of our coming up topics for the rest of the month. So next Sunday, we're talking about facing the hurts. No, yeah, that's going to be a deep, emotional conversation.
Yeah.
And then the last Sunday of the month, we're talking about healing your story. So after we talk about facing the hurts, we're going to heal our stories. So it's going to be awesome and amazing. We hope that you are able to join us.
Yes.
And we got one final comment from Tess. She says, have a good week, ladies. Keep doing what you're doing. Oh, thank you.
You have a very blessed week yourself.
And I'm going to talk to you this week, sister.
I'm going to remind her.
All right. So, yeah, for all of us, remember, self-responsibility is really self-love. Get you some of that.
Yes. Get you some of that.
So until next time, we're going to leave you with Namaste.
All recording